think about when you're born into a fire. Let them burn it out. Sell them to the richest buyer. They wanna let the world decay. They tell us lies and fade away, fade away. We feel betrayed. We were raised to to my face. Just another day on the shelf. Pull me from my silhouette. Years have been estranged. Now a broken shell remains. I cannot embrace what I regret. Round and round, around I go. The spinning makes me ill. An image held inside the very world I build. Please help me now, 'cause I can't even feel enough to know if I get out. I'm numb to the pain, but hollow without. Floating in a world of glass, I can imitate. Got a smile worth its weight. When the mirror breaks, will someone ask? Round and round, around I go. The spinning makes me ill. A hostage held inside the very world I build. Please help me now, 'cause I can't even feel enough to know if I get out. Will I allow another friend to try and help and fail on my account? I'm numb to the pain and hollow without. number figured out, a motive born in drought and brevity. And if I'm not the soul of your design, I blatantly decline your remedy. Don't box me in, don't, or I'll leave. I'd rather be a dreamer, I'd rather be free, I'd rather be a leader, I'd rather be a queen, I'd rather be a singer in a trashy cover band. I'd rather be a closer, I'd rather be clean, I'd rather be a poser in a magazine, I'd rather be pretty much anything else than your machine. I wasn't always just a single shade, a palette full of gray in reverie. And I can burn it brighter than the sun. I have a golden gun inside of me. Don't box me in, don't, or I'll leave. I'd rather be a dreamer, I'd rather be free, I'd rather be a leader, I'd rather be a queen, I'd rather be a singer in a trashy cover band. I'd rather be a closer, I'd rather be clean, I'd rather be a poser in a magazine, I'd rather be pretty much anything else. And if I fall behind, ignoring all the signs, and if I lose the fight, I still rage against the night. Don't box I'd rather be a dreamer, I'd rather be free, I'd rather be a leader, I'd rather be a queen, I'd rather be a singer in a trashy cover band. I'd rather be a closer, I'd rather be clean, I'd rather be a poser in a magazine, I'd rather be pretty much anything else than your machine.
Welcome all to match day 9 of CSC season 11. We're here watching the elite tier. I am Megatalic here. I'm joined by Firehawk. How we doing?
I'm doing perfectly well. We have our media head and GM of Frog, Fleep, here in charge of the sticks tonight, going to be showing us all of these lovely camera angles on the lovely map of Mirage. Let's see if my time on media means we're going to get another overtime, because so far I'm 2 for 2. I'm hoping for 3 for 3.
Oh yeah, we do love those extra rounds, especially when they're on stream. More Counter-Strike. It's best Counter-Strike. Looks like on the pistol round here, we got Ribeye Rippers on the CT side, the Mercenaries on the T side. See how they start off the round.
We do see a bit of an interesting setup here. Ribeye Rippers have 3 of them. Their players in armor. Holy Lamb is the one who bought the kit, but Drew bought a P250 and kept it on, just not transferring over to someone with armor, as well as the full belt of util. Little bit of an interesting setup there.
Yeah, it looks like we got 3 towards Hall. Not an immediate Hall's pop, but potentially an A start. CTs are rotating 2 over. They had the B stack. It looks like we got mid control for the Mercenaries. Looking towards brackets, but brackets are well controlled here by the Ribeye Rippers.
Then smoking off deep arches. They're prepping for an arch trap, and if David can't get 2 here, or that could be disastrous.
Oh, the trigger discipline.
Oh no!
Oh my god! Just trade it out immediately.
He does get the 1 off of it. That was nearly terrifying, but that arch trap has worked perfectly. Now it's on to Drew to hold the site. Gets 1, starts getting the 2nd, holds off and stalls. Now they're both lit and it's rotating in, and this arch trap is looking like it's going to fail here purely because Elemental and Kiri can rotate in so quickly, and the Mercenaries are both tagged up here.
You get the bomb plant, but it's a 2v2. Kirill gets the kill on Kiri. It's all up to Elemental here on the 1v2, but both players are low. First shots, nothing. Very patient game so far. First shot gets both. 2 headshots. Doesn't matter how much health they had. An excellent clutch from Elemental in the 1v2.
Really crisp, clean shots to close out that round. That's going to end with a nice 10-second stick here on the B site. Because the Mercenaries ended up getting the bomb, this is going to end up being a mutual force buy here into this round. And because of the T-side economy, you could argue that they actually have the better buy, even though they have a bit less money. Just because they can't afford to get out Galils and AKs still against mixed M4s and SMGs.
Oh, yeah, I definitely prefer the force here for the T's, and I like that they're really buying into it because the CT buy is just horrendous here, especially with one alive. So this was definitely the better decision, in my opinion. Let's see what they do with it. Looks like they're just going for a regular default. Good banana control here, lots of nades flying. On its
own, while they are putting in fast Inferno presence, so they're most likely going to be taking a car and then quickly heading back to try and figure out if they can take brackets on this force.
Yeah, I think the CTs realized here that they bought into it because they're backing off onto site, not trying to take that banana control when they're very low in util.
Clean Archer smoke means that Kiri's going to be in a 1v1 here. Gets the first and the second here. That's going to force the Mercenaries to run back towards banana where they still have Toon. We can see Andy starting to back up. Kirill crouches on that flash, goes back up. They now know that there's 2 banana because that was a boost. So they're going to be rotating Kiri back over, even though he's low HP, to sit through deep CT and just make sure it's a 3-on-3 as this XX starts off.
Yeah, those are 2 big kills because that's one of the few rifles. If he loses that round, the guns that they have aren't nearly as strong as the one he had. Let's see Gylfie peeking through the smoke here. If he's able to get a cross kill, a good peek from Kiri, but he does get traded immediately. Yeah. And it's just pandemonium on the B site.
Holy Lamb has been spotted, position known back in New Box, but is able to get one install out, as well as possibly even finishing off the round himself, and he does! Holy Lamb with 2 to hold it off.
Excellent play there from Holy Lamb, just holding the site, being patient. Manages to get both kills, didn't even have to wait for teammates to show up. Well played.
Mercenaries now can't afford to buy, but they could go for an eco here, and if they do pull it off, then the Ribeye Rippers still don't have a stabilized economy, but it's unlikely they're going to be doing it. They're just going to try and do as much economic damage this round as they can get away with to make sure Ribeye Rippers can't stabilize their economy going forward.
Yeah, full save here from the Mercenaries. They have 2 nades. Probably going to be either mid or a halls pop.
Looks like it's going to be through halls. They are going to be heard here most likely from Elemental, and we see Kiri starting to head over, going to peek up against Kirill, getting the first, the second, but Fail is going to get the third, and now it's going to be a 2v3 site take, and he takes out Elemental. 2 clean headshots from the Glock. Drew gets it back at mid. They don't have the bomb, and they're fighting a Mag 7 close range. Oh, okay. But that shot just missed time. Gets the one behind. Wow, that's still tough. A lot of damage in the round, though.
If the players on site had the bomb there, that's a bomb plan and a lot closer round. But they did get 3 kills, which is good economic damage and a full save. So that's not a terrible outcome, all things considered.
Yeah, absolutely a clean round economy-wise. The Rippers don't have as much in the bank as the Mercenaries do, despite having won all 3 rounds, because they've managed to keep up their damage consistently.
Let's see, full gun round now. Let's see what they do now. CTs are playing a standard 3-2. Nothing too crazy. Lots of utility exchange and banana, which is the theme with Inferno. They are playing just a slow default, seeing what map control they can take here.
Oh, Kirel with a clean shot onto Elemental. That's going to force Kiri back, and now they're actually going to try and rotate someone off of B all the way and set up a 1-3 setup here.
You're holding halls. Does peek away. Does have to worry about 2 angles here. The hall's one way's coming out. He expects one to be there.
That Molly's going to buy time for Drew to rotate, and David now is set up in library, just kind of watching if they go through Moto. At this point, they're almost certain that this is going to be an A hit, especially as these two smoke off so that they can run through Moto and fail with another crisp shot. That's now a 5-on-3 with 2 on site. Kiri gets 1 close range, but it's going to be traded out. Now it's all onto Drew. 1v2 on site. Gets the first. Knows where the second is. Gets the tag off onto 2 HP, and now it's onto the pistol. Spamming down, and Drew's going to be able to get it. 4K on the round.
An excellent round and an extra hold. Really well done. Just the repositioning there from the op, making sure that he doesn't go down. Giving the time again for the CTs to rotate, but again, not needing to rotate, just doing it all on your own.
It is 4-0, but it's really been and tight each one of these rounds, and with the CT economy, I hate to say it again, but the Mercenaries have as good, if not better, of a buy once again off of it.
Yeah, the score is not super indicative of how the rounds are going, and you can see that with the economy. 4 round wins, but a FAMAS still.
Yeah. We see mid just being an absolute grinder right now for both sides. Now a 2-on-2. Make that a 1-on-2 with Fail on their own. Dueling a Mag 7 at long range. And now you get a 1v1 against an op. But you have to just smoke off and run B to be able to take it safely. You know the op's going to be CT by the time you make it there, though. If we just look on the minimap at these timings, it's going to just be able to cross by safely before the shot goes off. And that's going to be the plant safely. And Drew's going to know it's planted at default.
Wow, both low HP. Rifle is at a slight advantage here with the ability to move.
Drew's
Is it
going to
Drew's
be checking A
save?
site. Drew's checking A.
Drew
And if it
didn't see the
isn't, then
cross and thinks it's A?
The cross wasn't spotted, didn't have the clear audio OQ on which side it was from that distance. But that... Oh my god, Failology.
Oh, an excellent round from Fail there. Really bringing it back. It's the 1v2 to win the round. Brings the T's back on the board here. Unfortunate for Drew, not realizing which side it was on. But a good round from Fail nonetheless.
Yeah, really clean shot to end it off, and also really clean decision making. Smoke it off, run back, and now with just 1 round in, it's the Rippers who have to struggle with their economy, and they're going to be sending in a 4-man stack B and hoping that the Mercenaries are going to continue sending something towards it. Damage goes into Corel and Gilfy. Gilfy going to be able to live and back up. And Pecan dies through the edge of the smoke to Kiri. Now it's going to be a 5-on-3, and the advantage is just about evened out now.
This is crazy.
3 HP off of that encounter.
CZ's on a really tight force here, but really playing aggressively and getting picks off this. It's a 4v3, but Gilfy on 1 HP. It might as well be a 4v2. Drew's really low as well.
Yeah, though that B site hold being low, it's not going to end up panning out as they are heading towards A now, though. Kiri being so deep in T apps might end up being a factor here, spotting out Failology here in a moment, and that is going to be a factor. Now it's going to be a 4-on-2. They know where Kiri is, but they just have to run into sight. Now, at this point, there's too many variables. If you hang out where you are, they're going to be running into Elemental. Most likely going to be checking this in just a moment. They hear Kiri, focus towards him, and he gets let down. Now they're both extremely low.
That's really tough because of the SMGs. It's perfect. This is the
They know
perfect
where
scenario
one
for them.
is. Holy Lamb could spot out Andy, though, at the right time. But it's going to be all on to the fact that there's 3 people, 3 angles, and 2 of the CTs. So they can just trade out 1 for 1, and that's going to solve the round going into a 5-1 for the Ribeye Rippers.
Yeah, good economical damage. They managed to stay on top with the force buy. They played it really well, played really aggressive. Closed the gap here, and they win the round. The economy for the T-Star isn't the greatest here. They got a couple of people above 4,000, but for the most part, it's going to be a tough buy. We'll see the 2 saved AKs will make the big difference here for the CTs.
Yeah, those 2 saved AKs are going to mean they can force off of the win, which feels strange to say. And now The Rippers are going to have just a little bit of an edge in terms of the economy this round. 3 players towards B. Nade stack out, but it's not going to get any damage. And that's most of the util from the Rippers.
The T's have
much as
rifles, but they do
aggressive.
not have a lot of util here. They need to make a decision quick. Good
Clean
aim play
shot
from
by
Andy.
Andy. Refragged by Kiri. Now Kiri's in a good position to try and go for more. Gets one, doesn't get a next second. Now it's 3-3, and the T's have won the site.
We'll see if the
Going-
CTs go for this. A 3v3 on a retake A. Do they go for
It
the
is
save angle, or they go for the
doable, but
economical
it
damage?
all depends on if Drew or it looks like Holy Lamb are going to be able to find anything against this setup, because it's unlikely that David's going to find anything at long range here.
They don't have a lot of money. A save wouldn't be a terrible decision here. Carol didn't want his gun.
Drew trying to force them to stay on site, stay next to where the bomb is going to take him out, but Khan says no. I want to run down mid. I want to live this round. And David's shot is going to end up taking out Kirill with the bomb after round.
That's a tough angle for the CTs to retake there. Sometimes it's just best to save on Inferno, but nobody likes to see a save anyway, so I do like to see the attempt. Their money, they're going to be forced into a force here. Lots of Deegs, just one rifle. We'll see if the CTs can pull it off again. They've done it before. Maybe the CT aggression will make the difference here once more.
It is interesting that Kiri's going to really force out that rifle as opposed to an SMG or something similar to make it so that their first buy round back they have an op. Instead, choosing to opt for making sure they get more economic damage onto the T's, who they probably know haven't stabilized their economy, with Andy and Gylfie needing to buy down to 0, including that Gallo buy after last round.
CTs are playing a lot more reserve this round. Playing very far back, not a lot of util to go with. Too far back on B, too far back on A, letting the T's walk up, give them lots of map control. Let's see what the Mercenaries are able to do with all the space.
Yeah.
They are still pushing out onto Arch.
The Khan
Let's see.
is setting up for lurking through this smoke as Moto gets smoked off again. Andy spots out Kiri, and that's all the rifles gone for the Rippers. Drew going down, and now they have one player trapped on A. Has to be able to cut off the AKs before they can do anything with it, because all 5 are running onto site here, while Andy is just clearing it out along with Pecan. And they're about to catch out Elemental right here, and that's going to be the round. Holy Lamb and David most likely going to be forced to save armor and pistols.
Yeah, you just save here. You're not going to retake the site. 2v5.
You're not going to retake. You're most likely not going to be able to get damage onto the economy. It's a really tough round for them. They had almost nothing, and they didn't end up catching anyone out in the Mercenaries in the process.
We look forward to the next round here. We'll be 5-3, and we'll see what the CTs decide to do here. They'll be going for a full save with 2 pistols. Do they stack a sight? Do they push down mid? Or did they just play really reserved? The T's are hunting. They know that getting the guns here will be more worth. T's are finally starting to stack an economy now. And they will be able to buy multiple rounds in a row. Let's see how they
Yeah.
work with this money now.
With that economy swing for the T-sided economy, they're going to be able to hold that advantage for probably a few rounds here, as the Rippers are on their kind of full save round with 2 people having saved over. Then next they'll be able to force, but if they lose that one, then they're going right back into the process, while the T's, regardless of the result of those rounds, are going to be able to continue to buy since they finally swung their economy forward. That's not going to go away here, just like David's going to be going away from the round.
And that's one of the armored pistols immediately taken off the round. The rest of them are stacked onto B site. Look at the old Astralis stack here.
If they just try and run through and slowly take A here, then that Astralis isn't going to be realized at all. But if Gylfie tries to lurk out and find if B site's the better side to go, then that stack's going to activate and it's going to maybe find the bomb here, as Corell is taking the op up banana as well.
Yeah, there's 3 going towards the Astralis stack. Will it make a difference?
Oh,
Trophy's going for
and
the peak
Pecan is
here.
setting up for an arch trap as well. They're devoting B at this point with this setup.
They do have full util though. They could flash them out. Let's see what they opt for. 4 stacking here, 1 chilling on A. It will be a 4v4, but the gun difference should be huge. Util's out, and then they see 1, 2.
They got one, they've gotten the second, and now it's on to Kiri to see if he can pick up a third or anything else to pick up more damage in the round. But Karel is ready with that Tech 9. Going to say 2 is all you get. Make sure that they don't give any more economy over to the Rippers. Keep the util on this round as light as possible when they're on this force buy.
Yeah, that wasn't too bad of a save from them. They did get 2 guns off of the T's, but the T's are at the point where their economy is really starting to stack up, so it's not too bad for them. They kept it relatively clean, and it's not too bad. So CT's up to 5, T's up to 4. This is looking like a good half on Inferno so far.
Yeah, Elemental going for the bedroom peak, not going to be allowed to even tempt it. Kiri's HE is going to do a little bit of damage onto Fail, but so far it's all unconfirmed damage. T's are setting up a bit of a default there, delaying the car take, and oh my gosh, Gilfy is going to be able to pick up that kill off of the banana flash.
Yeah, great flash
Pecan
from
gets
Corral there.
unconfirmed damage onto Pecan as well. Now there's 2 players lit for the Mercenaries, but they are in a 5v4 set. Make that a 4v4. Elemental with the off angle on balcony forces the Mercenaries to choose to take it towards B. They are going to end up in a 4v1 here if they can execute the site before Drew gets called over to rotate.
If they take this quick, this B site's theirs.
Drew is starting to notice it, checking out brackets for a second, possibly entrenching yourself or possibly making the decision to leave, which is starting now right as the first bit of util gets thrown.
I think that rotate might be a little bit late though. CT smoked off. It's going to be a 1v4 here for sight. Does David get any? No, he's flashed. He's taken down. He gets 1, but they
Drew
have the
picks up
sight.
the kill through the smoke though, keeping it a 3-on-3 somehow.
3 retake for the CTs. Do they have enough util to take this? Looks like they're going to try. They have 1 smoke
There
and
is
a
a
flash.
slight gap on the left that the Mercenaries aren't going to be able to hold clearly from their angle, but the Rippers are ending most of their players in through coffins. Krell's going to be in a position to catch them out with the op here, possibly. Now 2-on-2, make that a 2-on-1. Last player in dark, and Kiri's going to be able to get the double spray down, close off the round, and they have enough time for this defuse. Really clean 3-on-3 retake for Inferno's famously hard to retake B site.
Yeah, Corral had a really aggressive angle there and was not able to get the pick and just got taken out. And unfortunately, having all the players stacked at the back of the site, if they have them spread out, maybe 1 banana. But no, the CTs were able to come through, take everyone out from the back of the site. Well, that's a clean retake from them.
Absolutely, and the economic advantage is still swinging the way of the Mercenaries, though the Rippers can get a buy this round. If they lose it, they're going to be in a really tough spot here. Only $2,800 on Drew, and no one else has anything really to speak of here. So they need this round.
Carroll with a fast play up mid, but Drew saying no. This
Drew's
is
in
my
a spot
domain.
to
Still
catch out.
holding it. Does Pecan dry peek this?
He does
And gets taken out.
tagged out by Elemental despite swinging past the angle the ops at, but Drew's now incredibly lit, and he takes out Kiri to keep things close. Now a 3v4, as once again the Mercenaries are setting up to head towards B. David's setting up to deny them time and make sure that the rotates can come in strong to make sure it's as unfair as possible here.
Yeah, definitely look like they're committing towards the B site. All 3 of them in banana now. They have enough util to go for a full site take, and it will be a 3-on-2 once they push through.
Yeah, that smoke buys time and make sure that they aren't going to run through it. But the Rippers didn't hear anything off of it, so they are going to just be waiting. They have a flash on David, and then a molly and a smoke as well outside of that. David not shooting through the smoke, waiting for the right opportunity to lurk through it here. after Holy Lamb sees impact. Holy Lamb goes down, so David's going to be running around rather than lurking through. Andy taking a lot from that HE, and now they're forced to put 2 players into dark here.
Yeah, David went for the
David could go
retake, which is
huge
probably
here.
smart, but at the same time, I'm surprised. I thought for sure David would swing through that smoke with the shotgun.
Yeah.
We'll see how they go
is
with the retake.
watching towards Coffins, but is going to be forced to check Elemental. He's going to take him down. Now David can swing dark here. This could be disastrous. One goes down. Gylfi picks him back up, but position is known. That is $900 swing, but Gylfi is in a 1v2, has to get Elemental quickly, but is not able to find the headshot in time. And that's... They have time.
They should have it.
They have time. It's just... That was way closer than it should have been when Drew was the first one to pick up the tap. I thought for a second that Elemental was going to be a moment too late there.
Yeah, the no kid on Drew was almost a disaster. But it's still a really good retake, a really smart read from, I think it was David there that just played retake, waited for his teammates to come over, and they did the 3-on-3 retake. And they played a really excellent job to get the round there.
Yeah, it was really cleanly played. David picking up that 1 kill with the Mag 7, bringing over enough economy to, I believe, be able to drop for Kiri there is huge. And just continuing to use that Mag 7. Andy running through the Molly, Pecan running through, who as well as Gylfi, both are going to be running through, and this is just going to be bursting up A as fast as possible. They're going to be rushing this out to be able to get Kiri before he can get to site first, and now it's going to be a 4-on-3 with Philology running through apps.
Yeah, they just said, we ball, let's go. Sprinting straight up mid, no util. Doing a really good job here, catching off the couple players.
The util to make sure they get extra pace on it.
Yeah. The CTs are going for a save here. That's probably the smart call.
They're forced out. They can't even use the util they have to go for something like a Doja. They don't have an HE, and with the new Inferno Blast Radius, a Molly isn't going to cover the angles that the T's are sitting on.
Yeah, the money just isn't strong enough.
Gylfi's going to be choosing to, or no, that would be Corel choosing to stay next to the bomb far enough that they're going to be going down just to make sure that they don't lose a round to a ninja.
Yeah, that's a good sacrifice there. They have enough money. They're okay. But the CTs going for the save was definitely the right choice here. They have no money left. They'll have to have the players that live drop a couple guns and see
they are
if they
far
can
enough
have enough
ahead in the
here.
round that they want to put a priority towards making sure they keep their economy going rather than force out for a round win to try and bring their economy back. David here has been entirely on the Mag 7, actually. I don't think he has had a rifle this half. Gylfi at 2 HP from that nade usage in the Molly. That's going to be really tough if another HE gets thrown off of anything. Kiri swings off of Corel's flash, picks up one, now rotating back to A, where currently it's Drew all alone with the op, but the Mercenaries don't seem to know for sure. They're going a bit slower. They're execing out, but at the same time, the Rippers are going slow enough that it's not going to end up going against them. Now a 3-on-3 for the retake. But one of the Mercenaries is extremely low, but it's unconfirmed damage as well.
Yeah, this is, again, another tough retake. They did play it safe and had the 1A player fall off.
Oh, Philology was the first one to spot through the smoke. Now it's going to be a 2-on-3. Andy is not hanging out on the main angle of pit, is hanging out on the right one. No, it's just actually waiting to swing off of contact here. Drew's going to be forced to get one, get the second, knows where Andy is, but doesn't have the time to go for it. Has to back out, knowing that Andy is going to be able to live this bomb, but you have to run away first. Andy with 1 HP on the after plant.
That's really tough. Got the kills. Made it very expensive round for the T's, but unfortunately not able to get the retake there. The CT's getting pushed out of A site. I'm not sure if they've been able to retake A yet.
I don't think they have had the opportunity to here. We do see Drew just buying armor on this save, making sure that there's enough money into the next one to be an op and get util on the belt. And they're running down mid. They haven't been spotted yet, and they're going to be able to pick up at least one here. Pecan going down first. Gilfy swinging out, going down as well. So that's going to be 2 on the round. That's really good for a save that got caught out that quickly.
Yeah, they got 2 with the full save. This will be their last chance to win the half here. Let's see how much money they'll have. They have rifles and a little bit of util.
They have
It's
rifles. Their
couple
util
kits.
belt is a little bit restricted. We see David finally choosing to opt for a full rifle rather than the Mag 7 at the very end. Probably a discussion had there on the back end. And we see that Andy has an AK and a Zeus.
Yep.
The Zeus is the more important weapon, though.
Oh, Andy's balling here.
Yeah.
Pushing up onto Banana here. Banana fights haven't been too extensive, but they have been very quick. They're able to just get the pick, fall off. Not too much utility damage, as you see in most Inferno games. But
Yeah.
they're very decisive.
Mercenaries have taken Banana, but forced off by their own molly. But Gilfy is able to recover anyway, going down to 12 HP in the process.
That's all part of the plan. They knew what they were doing. They got the pick.
Yeah, that
They've-
molly was to incite the swing and then, of
Exactly.
course, just play better off of it.
Exactly. David fell for the plan. They got the pick.
Pearl
Now-
swaps over, follows the, I forget what the rule is called when you give the op to the lowest player.
Well, it's a rule. That's smart. And that's why he's holding now towards B. They do pick.
Oh, Kiri gets both off that swing, and Gilfy hesitates on the shot because Pecan stepped in front at the worst possible moment. Now it's going to be a 4-on-3.
That is tragic. Unlucky crossover there, but this is good for the CTs here. 4-on-3. Good banana control.
There
They
is
still have
only
a couple players on
30
A.
seconds left, so they have to throw. Looks like their plan is to throw a little bit of fake utility and
Yeah.
then use their last smokes at the very
Now
end
just-
here to smoke off B. But Drew's going to take the first, take the second. 20 seconds left on the round. Fail's going to swing, get the first, and now has to clear out Kiri with 2 HP with
Yeah, with
no
bomb stuck
time left
there.
on the clock.
They didn't have many options.
Just forced to stick here, I guess. Yeah, 4 seconds. The stick hasn't
plan.
started. That's going to be the round.
Yep. Curie playing it safe, waiting on time. It's the right thing to do. Having a monster of a game at 20-12. It's been an interesting half so far. Very back and forth after the start of the first 4 rounds. It was 4-0. But the Mercenaries really
it's
brought it back.
incredibly close, where the Mercenaries seem to be playing a setup where whenever they go in, they're aggressively trading off of each other, while the Ribeye Rippers on their CT half have been relying on the backs of Kiri and Drew to just close out the sites in the first place before the retake can even occur, or clear out the site on the way back in.
Yeah, the score may be 8-7, but that's what we call a decisive win of the half. We'll see
Yeah.
what the Ribeye Rippers are able to do after staying
Yeah.
on top.
We see the Rippers choosing to make David a bit of a raid boss here with the dualies. And they're going to be running down Banana, which looks to be the site that has significantly less utility. Oh, and Kiri's gone down alt mid already.
They're just waiting. They're waiting for CT aggression here. Double stack on Banana. Couple up mid. They see the player pushing apps. And a couple swinging mid. The Mercenaries are playing this extremely aggressive.
They're playing this extremely aggressive, and the Rippers are playing it passive. But 2 players tagged are both on A, and they're heading into B. Elemental gets the first. Now it's on to Gilfy to hold, or the rotates can come in. Rotates going down, but Gilfy can hold it. And now it's all into Drew in a 1v3.
A good distraction
Split.
on CT there, allowing the player in backside to just pick both players off. Can Drew make magic happen here in a 1v3? Smokes off CT. Which is actually really good. Gives him a 1v1 on the site. But also mulling yourself off is a bit tough.
Molly clearly meant to go a bit running into Coffin, but Gilfy spotted you out, did not back away. It's going to be 2 from Gilfy to clear it out, with Carol getting another 2 from CT.
Definitely an interesting pistol round. One team playing really aggressive, one team playing really passively. And the aggressive team came out on top this time. An excellent play mid and an excellent play on B.
Yeah, and now we see that the Mercenaries are able to force an anti-eco into this, while the Rippers, because they didn't get many kills on the round even, can't afford to buy much even as a counter aggression. David
Yep.
spots out the run down mid. 2 players already down. Holy Lamb's going to be heard running back. Sprayed down. But so far it's looking like it's going to be a clean round for the Mercenaries. 1 going down. But now it's on to carry to see if there's any damage left to be picked up here.
Yeah, no kills, no plant on T, on pistol. Let's just full save, get this round over with. Now the game begins.
Yeah, now
It's
in
time
round
to
3,
buy.
they can afford to buy. The Mercenaries are going to be sitting on the bonus round here. So they are going to have the weapon advantage, though they won't have nearly as much util, so they're going to need to choose to play it a bit more aggressive against the MP9s.
Yeah, 4 MP9s staying for the round previous. T's all have head armor, which is good. See how they play this. They should know. There were multiple SMGs from the round previous. So for an aggressive start towards Banana, double molly.
Mollied
Curie is
off.
burning. Has
Going
to expend
to
the extra
take
util
40
to
from it.
survive.
Every bit of util forced out from the Rippers is going to be hard for them. They're now down to 4 smokes left and a little bit of auxiliary utility, while the Mercenaries still have a very healthy belt left.
Curie pushing up to Banana here.
Spamming out card confirms that there isn't going to be someone sitting there at the end. So they know that it's either going to be sandbags or backed up. While the brackets exec seems to be going off. Corel getting hit there means they've confirmed that someone's sitting there. They know that there's at least 1 arch, but they're just running it back towards Banana now.
They're playing a very passive game here, the CTs. Not trying to give up too much. They know they can't. They have the gun disadvantage. And they are hanging out behind the smokes.
They're setting up the util to just run through the smoke with flashes. Andy's flashed out. Gilfy's swinging out. Gets 1. Has to run back. Is able to get a second. Fail through the smoke. Is going to get 1 at the same time as Gilfy getting another. And now it's a 2-on-3. Gun advantage towards the Rippers, but life advantages towards the Mercenaries as they pick up another. Holy Lamb in a 1v3 gets 1. Not quite able to isolate. Duels is able to pick up a second
They're both
despite
reloading.
the chaos. And the duel, the USP is not able to pick it up fast enough for the rifle. 4K on the round for Holy Lamb to clutch it up, ending in a 1v3.
An excellent 1v3 there from Holy Lamb. I thought the CTs had the round in the bag. They had the info. They had complete map control. They knew all the T's had to be in Banana, and they were pushing through, and they got a couple picks through the smoke even. But
Yeah,
the
they
position
had
there for the
everything.
T's was
They even,
was
in the
phenomenal.
1v3, could prevent the duels from being isolated. After the first one, they used the other 2 on the same angle, not lined up. But it just didn't matter. He was able to bounce on the cover just well enough to hold them off to pick up 1 and then the second.
Looking like a tack timeout here for the Mercenaries. That's
Really
it's a
useful
tough one to
when
lose, so you
you're-
do want to recollect here, maybe take a deep breath, think of what we could do
Recollect, they also
differently
have
here.
an awkward economy with Corel at 5,300 and Fail and Pecan at 2,450 partway through this buy. So a little bit of a weird economy, and also you want that time to recollect and piece together what you're doing with this Astralis stack as you go into the next round.
Now let's see what they do here with their 5.7s galore. Couple HEs, one used
Looks like
immediately.
they're throwing a bit of utility to at least make sure that it's not clear that it's an Astralis stack. They are going for this line right next to the wall, so it's not quite classic Astralis. We're all staying just off of being lined up, but still able to swing out in the first bit of contact. Krill checks sandbags. Pecan swings off of it, going to be caught out. Gilfy and Fail are going to run around, pick up the first. David knows to run away here. You do not hang out at close range against pistols, but isn't able to recover. Gets damage, but Elemental is going to be running away through alt mid. Does not want to lose the bomb here.
He was stuck in a tough spot there, and he knew the CTs were stacked. Wasn't able to get away.
Elemental most likely saw them for just a second, knows they're running up quickly, going to be running across, gets caught, not able to go sight, gets 1, second goes down, plant's secured, and now it's on to Failology. 28 HP in an excellent position to choose the save, but also in a position to maybe choose to go for a bit of damage here. If
Yeah,
you
they
can
might think that
get-
all the players are low. They did have a little bit of combat there, so Lamb is low. Elemental maybe not as low as they think. Gets one.
Picks up the first, spots the second, but is at low enough HP that Mac 10's going to spray out in the body before the headshot can be found. That's a 10th for the Ribeye Rippers, and now the economy is pretty even at this point. Mercenaries have a little bit of an advantage, but with the CT-sided rifles being a bit more expensive, it does even out. They end up both being extremely low overall afterwards and having full belts of utility into this round.
Yeah, the cows look like they're doing a really good job here of reading the map, see if they can continue that with the full buys.
Yeah,
This is typically a CT-sided map, but you never know how these things work sometimes.
yeah.
Very even across the board so far.
Extremely. We see the one-way at card being checked by Carry, making sure it's not in use. But instead it's going to be Carroll just checking wide with the op. Finds the leg of Drew, but not the body. Oh, it is still unconfirmed damage on that op, just based on how quickly they need to back up. And now Car's been taken by the Rippers, while their lurk in apps has found that at least one angle is clear, and they can set up take brackets if they want to, or they can just take B directly here before rotates can come over.
And the CTs have decent control of A right now, which is why they're sending one player over. They should know that there's no one around, and Pecan gets a pick.
With
They should
Pecan
know that's
getting
a
that
lurk.
pick, that actually confirms that it's a lurker, and we see Failology just running away directly right as the smokes begin to go through, and he picks up one through the smoke, starts to spray through, Elemental picks it up, Kirel refrags off of that, and now it's a 2-on-4 with 5 players right next to the site from both teams. Drew forced back, and Fail is going to be able to pick it up to clean out the round.
A bit of a disaster there for the Rippers. They get the one lurk player gets caught out, which completely obliterates any map control that they thought they had. And the CTs were ready. They knew
Yeah, that lurk
lots of players
getting
of banana. They just played that a steady hold.
Yeah,
They were
the
able to
lurk
win the round.
forced them to exec quickly before the rotates could come in, but the lurk being found was the call to run over, and then their site take could be stalled because it was at a very poor time to run in anyway.
Now they're on a force buy here. 2 AKs and a bunch of Tech 9s.
Yeah,
One rifle down to half health.
yeah, that rifle's most likely going to be swapped onto a pistol here in a little bit. No, Kiri's not in a position to be able to. So
Plus it's Kiri, so Kiri can carry here. Kiri's got
True.
the AK.
Gary's just going to hold on to it here.
No
David's
rush
close
so
to
far.
discovering that Brackets has actually been left alone, but Corell's going to find Drew. They know there's an opera on balcony. It's going to be 2 sets of flashes into apps,
Time to
while
explode
Holy
its A
Lamb
here.
tries to spot what can be done. Elemental picks out Corell. That's the opera down. Rifle are tagged. Both rifles are trapped on site, and positions are now known. So Elemental can find one, and now slowly find where Pecan has ran to. Pre-fires the angle. Drew runs right after, and now it's a 2-on-2 with Andy being extremely low health here in Library and just trying to stall out this plant to get Gilfy a bit closer so they can retake as soon as possible.
Kiri gets one, sees one more.
Gilfy forced to run over. Is at an off timing, knows there's one in pit,
Gilfy knows where
has
both are.
shared your own position.
What is Gilfy
Could
to
be
do
caught
here?
out by the opera here, going on top. No, Drew's not watching for it. Is Kiri going to swing far enough to see him?
Gilfy should have a really good idea what's going on here, but isn't able to do it on the 1v2. It's a really tough retake there with both players positioned really well.
Yeah, they were positioned really well. Had to gamble on not getting spotted out by Kiri on the way over to pit, but just didn't pan out quite.
Good attempt nonetheless, and another force that wins the round. It looks like the faster rounds are benefiting the T's for the most part here. Let's see if they're able to continue that or if they slow down and are able to change the pace. So far, looking like a bit faster, taking this
Oh,
massive mana control.
Nade stack on the save from the Mercenaries is going to pick up one and damage out David. He's going to get back onto an AK now off of that, but now it's 5 USPs against the rifles. Lamb spots out Pecan. They don't know for certain that the economy is pro on the Mercenaries. Tracking the buys wouldn't be clear enough at this stage. But now they know. Corel peeking with the USP makes it clear. And he picks out David, though.
This is a really good play. They nade stack B, making it seem like there's a lot of them there, and then switched over to A site, and then they're playing a really fast attack here. It's a 2v2.
It's a 2-on-2.
Yeah, that's a full
Drew's
save.
forced off the op, but is able to pick up 2 crisp
last kill
headshots with
there.
the Tech 9.
That was a close round considering it was a full save. They played really good. Really good call there, just to throw the nades into.
I mean, we have to give the credit to Andy J there, getting all 3 on the round, 1 off of the nade stack, and the other 2 just by hitting crisp headshots onto the AKs.
Now that they have full money. Back to normal.
Yeah, we've returned to a standard economy. The CTs are slightly behind in terms of the round count, but if they can win this round, then they can swing it all back. Corel now set up with a peek towards alt mid, spots out Holy Land, backs up. Drew gets the pick and response, but Corel is going to get the trade back. Now it's going to be a 4-on-4 with Rippers leaned towards B. Mollying off car a little bit, but Andy can sit at sandbags here. Not quite able to back away safely with that utility, but is able to check over the smoke and spot Elemental. That's a 4-on-2 out of those 2. Krill spraying around, trying to find damage, trying to find a headshot, but not going to be able to pick it up.
Yeah, they're trying to brute force their way through 2 smokes there, which isn't always the greatest idea, and it definitely didn't work in their favor there. Banana control was sacrificed a little bit, and now they're down to a 2v4. They're still hanging around B, and there's 3 CTs waiting for them.
Yeah,
Boosting up 1 player as well.
up.
Let's see if they're able to make the difference there.
Slowly backing away, but the moment this first smoke flies,
There's the CT smoke.
that's going to call the rotate back around.
And they walk up slowly.
Gilfy's hanging out back, waiting for Andy to be first contact, but is going to be cleared by Kiri now. Andy's going to swing, get the refrag onto Drew to try and take the lone. Full white, forced to run back and leave the bomb. And now with 15 seconds, that's going to be the round.
Drew's going to be going for a save here. But they have
And
a player
it's going
in
to be
T-spawn.
denied by fail when he starts the reload.
Bit tough angle there. Not really much an op can do in a 1v3.
A 1v3, no time to work with, no util. It was really just caught out at the end there without any options left in the books.
It's been an absolute barn burner, very close game, 12-11. They're just going back and forth, round win, round loss, round win, round loss. And now the T's are on a full save here. 5 Glocks, what do they do?
Yeah, they need to try something to just either finish the round, get damage, because the Mercenaries haven't stabilized their economy yet, even if they can maintain the buy.
They have 4 Deagles. Can they make the difference here?
Elemental gets tagged into the arm. That damage is likely confirmed. So they know one is lit. They know from the Deagles that the economy is low, so Khan grabs one, mollies before backing off, not wanting to stay in a close range engagement here.
CTs know that the T's are on a very low buy and are playing very reserved here, waiting for the T's to walk up to them. Andy J gets another one.
Checks out the angle a bit wider before backing up again. Now it's going to be on to fail as the next point of contact here. As they head out of apps, fail gets 1. Now there's 2 left. Both swinging in a little bit slowly with these Deagles. They're not going to be able to find anything. A clean round for the Mercenaries, and that's going to stabilize their economy.
Yep, clean, clinical. They played very reserved, and it was what they needed right now.
Yeah.
It brings the score even, really pads the money. Now the T's are the ones that really need to shift the momentum a little bit, see if they can get around on the board. For now, the Mercenaries are looking like they're in a good spot.
Yeah, the Rippers are in a spot where they're kind of forced onto a force buy. They have a chance on the round still. They aren't in an eco where you're focused on your impact. But Elemental's going to be tagged by this molly here right as it starts to spread. No, he isn't. In a 1v3 on Banana with 3 players close, but Andy's going to catch them out. And Dave is not going to be able to spot anyone to try and get the frag off, so now it's just going to be a clean 4v5 off of that.
Really tough spot here for the Ribeye Rippers. Couple Mac 10s, not a lot of util. Force isn't working in their favor so far, but maybe Holy Lamb can make the difference here looking at Boiler. No CTs holding Boiler just yet. We have Drew up Balk. Here they are taking
boosted
A.
over means that they're going to be running back after not finding anything with that angle smoked off, so they've won the site now. They can go ahead and plant Beano and call it a day here. Re-smoke off library, so now they only need to hold lane as they get set up in pit.
Yep. CT's playing retake. Will it make a difference? They have 4 rifles. They're playing very
Rippers
patient
use
so
the
far.
last of their belt here. Flashing to run through the smoke. David's sitting in a molly, going to be using the edge of it as cover. Or Drew going to pick up 2 Holy Lamb, picking up the last. Now it's all on TRL in a 1v3, but Kiri's going to re-swing it. And that's going to be 13 for the Ribeye Rippers.
Yeah, the util looked really good there. They were able to get 1, but then they kind of just ran into the meat grinder and got 3 people destroyed. And Kirill got stuck in a 1v3 with an op.
Yeah, they had to really lean into that after the util because they just didn't have the time to wait out the smokes all the way. And now their economy, while it is stable, they can afford to buy here. It's a question of how they want to do it. Do they want to have Andy on a light buy and give Corel a full buy, or do they want to split that up? And then what type of setup do they want to build off of it?
And the gamble worked out for the T's there. They had the 2 Mac 10s, not a lot of util, but they played a fast A take, and they were able to hold the site. The CTs were not able to retake. They got pushed out. And another round on the board for the Ribeye Rippers. Again, 1 round difference separating the 2 teams. This is a very close game.
Yeah, it's incredibly tight. They're trading blow for blow. Neither of them have really had many opportunities to maintain a stable economy. Always fighting to either stabilize your economy or destabilize your opponent. Elemental is going to go down to this here. No, he isn't. He's going to be at 8 HP. He had just enough time. I thought the double molly would burn him just too quickly.
It was definitely a close call there for Elemental. But again, they're playing a very slow round here. Momentum shift. See if it remains in their favor. No one's doing anything crazy. They're just waiting to see if they can catch a push. Catch an over-aggressive player. Silent jump into apps. Well, I think Pecans there in apps will
We do
notice.
see Lane with the boosted
Oh, he's
setup
boosted
with
Lane,
Pecan
yeah.
above fail. So if Elemental peeks this, that's going to be found out. But no, just takes the blind shots with the smoke. No information heard back in the process.
Yep, no one's being aggressive here, which really favors the CTs, as the Ts have nothing. They have no advantage to take from yet. Looks like
They
they're
have
going
no
to try
advantage
to
to take
work
from.
up
And
A.
they have 30 seconds left in the round. So that little bit of util means that Andy can rotate over. The meat grinder can establish a bracket, and that's just going to clean out the round with Philology picking up 4 on that spray and Corel covering for the reload.
Yeah, from nothing to everything there at once. It's kind of crazy how they tried. Nothing was given to them, and they felt they needed to push onto A, and they just get run over by the steady hold of the CTs. Now what can they do? Another force. They have 1 op, a couple pistols, a Galil, and a Mac 10. But these are the rounds that really make the difference. We've seen a lot of force rounds for the T sides, lots of fast pushes. Those were the winning rounds. Can the Ribeye Rippers make the difference, or will they be in an economical hell with a save next round, possibly putting the map on match point?
Yeah, if they can't get anything off of this round. Drew actually taking a lot of damage to that molly. And then going down as well. It's it's going to be a 5v3, and they know that a lot of the economic damage has been done now. They've gotten 2 on their end. They know it's a difficult buy. They do know that Rippers still have an op on the side, though.
Yeah,
They
that is a
do have
disaster
to
for the
respect
Ribeye
it
Rippers
still.
here. 2 guys gone immediately. If they're not able to get a pick soon, they're going to be in an extremely tough spot.
Yeah, David tries to catch out and spot for Philology on the corner, but just too deep in the cubby for that. And it's going to be heading back towards Banana now, spotting nothing towards A and only 45 seconds left. They just need to devote. They have 1 smoke left as a team to head in. But the moment they throw that smoke, or even the moment the time gets low, site's just going to be smoked off here.
Yeah, good job delaying the players of Banana here with the smoke. Their options are limited. They don't want to brute force this with the limited guns that
They
they
don't have a flash to do it, so they're just going to have to face
They just
through it
run
off
through.
of a single smoke.
Gylfi swings and gets 2. This is a
And
disaster
Corellican
for the
just
Ribeye
holds for the
Rippers.
jump on the 3rd. They're forced to save and try and go for an overtime play here.
If they full save, then they're going to have to fight for 15. Or if they try to force, could just end the map for them.
Yeah, if they go for the force with 2K and they don't win it with a Mac 10 rush, then that decides it. They're going to be choosing to play it safe. They're going to be choosing for overtime.
Yeah, full save here.
And
Best
they're going
case
to be
scenario, they get a
running through
bomb
alt
plant.
mid.
Going for a fast alt mid play, perhaps a Hulls pop. Or a top mid pop. 1 through. Philology's good for it.
Starts to spray down the 2nd, backs away safely in time. Pecan getting tagged out heavily, but is able to get away. And now the Mercenaries are sending all 5 over to A. Hey, Andy choosing to turn around here just in case it is a fake, devoted for getting the plant down, but it's not going to end up that way. Gylfi finds the bomb. Now it's on to Carry to try and run out, and Pecan can spray that through the smoke off of that jump.
Mercenaries play that perfectly. Don't drop a single player, and their money is immaculate. They have enough money for the next 2 rounds. They just need 1. What can the Ribeye Rippers do? They have rifles. They have utility. Now they need to get themselves a bomb site, get themselves a bomb plant. It could be their last chance.
It is going to end up being difficult for them. They have the economic disadvantage in terms of the util they can afford, but they still have 5 rifles, and they still have a shot at this. Kiri running up really quickly. They could go for an arch wrap here, even.
This is the fast play I've been saying. It has worked out in the past.
Then goes down. Now it's all into fail. Has to pick up at least 1. Is able to, but now it's a 3-on-3 for the post plant.
It's perfect. This is what they needed. A fast play, get the site, force the Mercenaries onto a retake. It's a 3v3, but it is Inferno.
Quickly at default. And now the timer is ticking for the Mercenaries, and they can't afford to go quickly here because the Rippers have set up their util to make sure that they're going to be on the edge of their time.
Yeah, and Mercenaries have money. They can go for this. They should be going for this, and they are. Andy J on the 1v1. Elemental turns at the wrong time.
What a timing there to throw the flashbang.
Unlucky.
Then Drew goes down next. It's all in the Holy Lamb, and that's going to decide
That's it.
Mercenaries have enough time. That's going to be the game. 16-13 for the Mercenaries.
That's extremely tough. It's really unlucky. That feels bad for the Ribeye Rippers there. They had this site. That's served perfectly what they needed, but just the most unlucky timing there. Turn to flash and get rushed. An unfortunate ending to a very close match throughout.
Yeah, that was extremely well played, both sides. At the very end, I legitimately thought we were going to have it swing 14-15 and have a really high shot at overtime, but it just didn't quite pan out. Really well played by the Mercenaries to cover in, and really well played throughout the match.
Yeah, that was definitely a really fun game to cast and watch. I'm glad that it went almost the full distance. We got really close to getting you another overtime game, but this time just missed.
Just proving that my overtime guarantee is only as an observer. I guess.
Guess we'll have to get you back to observing for the next game then. Perhaps a B stream.
Perhaps next time we have a stream, I will be on the sticks. But of course, that's going to be an issue for next time. I've been Firehawk. I've been joined by Mega. We've had the lovely Fleeb as our observer and running production for us tonight. It's been a lovely stream. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for watching, y'all.
We've been thinking for ourselves, never let the truth fade away.